Hi, we're Joel and Lia.
And today's video is all about reasons why living in the UK is apparently better than living in Australia.
So you guys know we love chatting about Australia as well. We love doing an Australian accent.
We absolutely love it. In fact, we could probably do this whole video in an Australian accent.
Why don't we give that a go?
More fun.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's see how long. Let's see how long it lasts.
So this is from the Metro, which is a newspaper here in the UK. And they've put together these things, so they're not our views, they're Metro's views.
These are the views of the Metro, so if you get offended, you can tweet them.
Yes, not us. Thank you. So the first reason why England is better than Australia, apparently, is the fact that we don't have killer animals.
Killer animals. Okay, I'm going to have to come out of it now, just so I can be myself.
Yeah.
But killer animals. So, for instance, in Australia, apparently they've got...
In terms of snakes, this says that 21 out of the 25 most dangerous snakes are in Australia.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Whereas in the UK, for instance, I was going on a walk the other day and there was a sign and it said, beware of the rare sand lizard that exists on this walk. And I was like joking around with my friend, be like, the rare sand lizard? Because it's just like, of course, that's like the worst we've got here is some sort of rare sand lizard.
Well, because we don't have venomous snakes. Or if we, I'm sure someone will be like, yes, you do. But like, they won't be killer snakes. We don't have killer spiders.
No.
If they do, it's come over on a pack of bananas and it's sold in Waitrose and it's, come from a foreign country.
Do you remember that scandal?
Yeah.
That was crazy. It made like national news that a banana, like a pack of bananas was carrying some like deadly spider egg or something.
Something like that.
That was shocking.
But we just don't get them. We don't also get, like, I don't know if these are in Australia, like grizzly bears. They're in America. We don't get grizzly bears in the UK.
No.
We don't get sharks, great white sharks in our waters.
Do they have crocodiles as well?
Yeah, they have
Australia?
crocodiles. And then in America have alligators, slightly different, but both killers.
And just the idea of these potentially being on your doorstep or nearby, it's just something that would never, ever happen in the UK. I think the worst thing I've ever found is a daddy long legs.
Yeah.
Just a really thin spider, completely harmless. They're kind of a fly / spider. They're the most pathetic spider of all, aren't they?
They are. They're ones that I wouldn't really mind holding, but any thicker spider, no way.
But I've never actually seen a really thick, hairy spider in my bedroom or anything like that.
No, they don't really exist. So I think for that reason, I agree. That's what would scare me if I moved to Australia.
Yeah.
I'd be worried. Apparently, you have to check your shoes before you put them on in case overnight, like a spider has gone inside. Like all those, it's a lifestyle change.
It is a lifestyle change, and I just can't imagine living that way.
No, living in fear.
We live in complete ignorance. We're just like, oh, of course there's no spiders in my shoes.
No.
They're by the front door where I left them.
I know.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous. So that's a legit one. The next one says that everything in Australia is so far apart, which I guess could apply to America as well.
Yeah, the US, everything's so far apart.
What's bigger, the US or Australia? I reckon Australia.
No,
really?
US.
Should I Google it?
I reckon US is going to be smaller, but Australia's going to be more spread out.
Okay. So it says United States is 1.3 times bigger than Australia.
Oh.
It's 27% larger than Australia. In Australia, you've got more like land where you literally can't live, like desert land that's so hot.
No water, nothing, no electricity there. Just, what do you even call that? Just dead land.
What do they call it? Outback?
The outback. The Australian outback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
But yeah, everything's so close in the UK, but we think it's far apart.
I know. Like, even just today, driving here, 45 minutes.
And you're like,
wow. People are just like, I drive 45 minutes for a coffee.
I know, that's crazy.
That
We're
is
very
shocking.
spoiled.
I know.
But our country is tiny.
It means you can't take your coffee home. If you drive 45 minutes for a Starbucks, it means you drink it in your car.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's how some people roll. But it's just so different here. We're tiny. We think we're a massive country.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that apparently the way maps are made, makes the UK look bigger than what it is. Like the scaling of it is wrong. Yeah, it's to do with like how the UK like colonised loads of places and made out that we're bigger than what we are. And real-time maps are being actually drawn out now that are more to scale.
Wow.
And it just shows just how tiny we truly are in the UK.
That's why it's crazy that the UK even had like a British Empire, because it's like, but we're such a small country, so how did you get control of massive countries like India or like I don't know what other
What
countries
are the other
empire.
colony? We don't know. Our
We're
history
really
is terrible.
bad.
But the fact that they made themselves look way bigger is hysterical.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see these new maps when they get published.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I know. There's loads of problems
There's
with
a
them.
documentary in that.
Oh, there really is.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I'd watch it too.
The next one is football. So it says about Australians. So they are pretty good at rugby and cricket when they're not cheating, but they can heck rival us.
Oh, delivery notification.
Oh, is it here?
Sorry, guys. One
Sorry,
sec.
lunch.
Updated arrival.
Oh, no.
Longer. It's all right, guys. Nando's is preparing our order. It's not even out for delivery yet. Okay, that's fine. So you were saying...
Football.
Football.
So this is saying that even though Aussies are pretty good at rugby and cricket, and it says, well, when they're not cheating, so maybe Aussies are known as cheaters.
That blows my mind, because I thought the country that was renowned for cheating in sports was Russia, like they did in the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
And they've done all the lab stuff with their athletes, getting them on all the drugs, passing all the tests. But Aussies don't cross my mind as like cheats.
No, I think they're probably honest.
Yeah. It's just, how could you not trust someone that speaks like this?
I know. They sound so trustworthy.
So trustworthy.
So I don't know why that's the case. But we don't know anything about football. Apparently, Aussies are really good at football.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know why that's a point.
No, me neither. So apparently football in the UK is a reason to be here over Australia. Seems like a bit of a random one, but maybe it's to do with like the culture that goes around football.
Yeah.
The kind of like, football's like a religion in the UK.
It's true. Whereas in Australia, you only really hear of Australians being really like passionate about rugby and cricket.
Yeah, cricket. I can see the cricket right now.
Yeah, I can see it with my eyes.
See it with my own
mind's
eyes.
eye.
In my mind's eye.
So apparently cash withdrawals in Australia, they pretty much always charge you for withdrawals. But in the UK, they don't.
Is so sad.
Yeah.
Is that a way to try and make them a cashless society and to try and encourage people to have like a digital footprint of all their transactions? Because if you think about it, every time you're withdrawing cash, there's no like track really of what you're spending your money on.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever.
Yeah, no one can
No one
monitor
knows
it.
what you're doing.
That's true. Maybe it's all a conspiracy by the government.
Yeah. Because if everything's card, I'm not throwing any shade on China, but with everything being on WeChat, WeChat's like your chat service, it's your Facebook, it's your Instagram, it's your Twitter. It's also how you pay for things.
Wow.
It's everything. It even unlocks bikes in the street, and everything's got like a digital footprint. But if you're someone who's constantly taking cash out of the machine, I'm not saying you're doing dirty things, like suspicious things, but you can just go undercover.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's one of the few positives to come out of this whole coronavirus thing.
What?
Is that everywhere has been forced to take card payments.
Yeah.
Even ice cream vans. That I'm like, oh, I don't have cash. And I'm like, oh no, they're not allowed to accept cash. They have to be now. So they've all bought the little card machines.
That's good.
So now that's quite a good thing.
Yeah, for us, like, often not carrying cash, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Australia, that you can't get your cash out at the machine, but...
The only places in the UK that charge you for getting cash out are, like, in bars, corner shops where they've got their own little machine that they've bought that
and they have to pay
you.
for. Yeah,
but that's it.
That's it, really,
yeah,
isn't it?
It is. The next one is takeaways. So apparently the Australian food industry hasn't quite mastered the takeaway unless you're going for a Domino's.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, because Aussie food is like really good. I've been to some Australian restaurants in London.
Oh, really?
And it's like really cool food.
I've never been. What's the vibe? Is it
just
barbecue?
very good. It's sort of like barbecue-y and just like meat and just like almost like a bit meze-ish.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Very nice.
I'm blown away that according to Metro, they haven't quite mastered takeaways yet. How can you not master a takeaway?
I know. Surely it's... I mean, we shouldn't believe everything Metro publish because, they're not known for their reliability. But this is what the article says. So,
yeah.
I mean...
And maybe also, because it was probably written by a Brit, they're just comparing the sort of like iconic British takeaways that we've got. British takeaways even have a British Takeaway Awards hosted by Just Eat. We went to that.
Joel Lia went to that.
If we can find a picture of that, we will.
Yeah. It was great.
It was so much fun. But that's celebrating like the nation's best takeaways. But that's just a real British thing, a takeaway. Friday night, takeaway, on the sofa, watching TV, or a Saturday night takeaway.
Oh yeah, that's a
TV show.
Yeah, maybe it is because in America, for example, they do takeaways, or they call it takeout.
Takeout's normalised.
But it's normalised, but also I feel like they would just eat out.
Oh,
They won't get it
cheap.
delivered. They'll just go and eat out. Whereas in the UK, you're more likely to have a takeaway than to eat out, I feel like.
Yeah, you're more likely to have a takeaway in your house and
Yeah.
eat it inside. In the US,
Yeah.
you're more likely to go out because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
If you can hear Oscar, he needs to have his moment. You can't quite
does.
see him.
And that's it. That's all that was on the Metro article.
That's
so,
it. I'm trying to think what other reasons the UK is so much more appealing to live in than Australia, but I can't really think.
I don't like that their seasons are the wrong way round.
That's such a good point.
So Christmas is in summer.
That
That
is
is
the
baffling.
best point. That
Should have been in the article.
That should have been the top number one.
Yeah.
Imagine having a hot Christmas.
No, I
Can't
couldn't
imagine
do
it.
it. And they're not the only country I know. I think South Africa are the same. Like
Yeah.
Christmas is in summer. It just is crazy to me.
When we have winter, do they call their summer? Like
No.
June, July, August, they don't go, we're in summer. They just
They
say,
go,
we're in
winter.
winter. That's weird because
That's
we
mind.
can't get our heads around that.
Yeah.
In the same way that, you know, in America, they do the date, month,
Oh,
day,
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
We can't get our heads around that either.
Yeah, that's really confusing. And I want to know why America does that, because it's just confusing for no reason.
It's the wrong order. It should be the day, then the month, then the year.
Because you start specific and you get more general. You
Yeah.
don't go bit general, specific, really general.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. Baffling.
Baffling.
Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe. Especially if you're Australian and you're watching this, subscribe.
Subscribe to our channel. We've got a few other videos. We've got Australian accent videos. We've got a few other, I think, Australian phrases.
Yeah.
So go check those out. We might have a playlist of all these Australian videos. If we don't, we'll make one.
We will, we promise.
And hope you enjoy, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.